It's your day in tech history, and it's brought to you by our friends over at DJI. Get yourself your own drone by going over to geekazine.com/DJI. Jeffrey Powers here. I welcome you to the Day in Tech History, a full rundown of technology history 7 days a week. Subscribe to the show via iTunes, Stitcher, or download right from dayintechhistory.com. Now let's find out what happened on this day, your day in tech history. March 2nd. 1987, according to the Monday, March 2nd issue of Computer and Software News, 29% of home computer users own a modem. Alternatively, 75% own a monitor, 70% own a printer, and 71% own a disk drive. Also, 1987, Apple Computer introduced the expandable Macintosh SE, featuring an 8 MHz Motorola 68000 processor and 1 MB of RAM for $2,900, or $3,700, with one floppy drive and one 20 MB hard drive. And Apple Computer introduced the Open Architecture Macintosh 2, the first for Apple with color graphics. $3,898. 1990, Steve Jackson tries to get copies of his seized files back from the Secret Service. He's treated poorly and given only a handful of files from one office computer. 1995, Delphi, an object-oriented derivative of the Pascal programming language, was developed by Borland and released. 1997, U.S. Senator Orrin Hatch holds a hearing on Microsoft's alleged antitrust activities. He questioned Bill Gates, Scott McNealy of Sun Microsystems, and Jim Barksdale of Netscape Communications. 1998, Apple Computer announced the price reduction of its Power Macintosh G3 line of home office computers. 233 MHz PowerPC G3 RISC processor model with 32 megabytes of memory and 4 gigabyte hard drive. And that was reduced and sold for $1,699. The 266 megahertz PowerPC G3 RISC processor was $3,799, a reduction of $400. Also in 1998, data sent from the Galileo space probe indicated that Jupiter's moon Europa had a liquid ocean under a thick crust of ice. And a hacker caused the crash of thousands of university and government computers. The attack affected 9 of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration's 10 major field offices, as well as an undetermined number of universities, including MIT, University of California, Berkeley. Although the hacker was not traced, experts note that the attacks exploit a programming flaw in Windows 95 and NT operating systems. And in 1999, the Hewlett-Packard Company announced plans to split into 2 companies following the approval of the plan at a special board meeting. One of the 2 companies would retain the Hewlett-Packard name and focus on the computing business. The other company would essentially be an entirely new entity formed to focus on the measurement equipment, which comprised approximately $7.6 billion of Hewlett-Packard's $47.1 billion total revenues in 1998. Also in 1999, Nintendo announced plans to determine the plausibility of installing Game Boy consoles on the vertical handrails of Underground Jubilee Line in London. And in Tokyo, Sony unveiled the specifications for the next PlayStation video game system to 15 invited guests. PlayStation 2 would feature 300 MHz 128-bit motion engine coprocessor and a 150 MHz graphics synthesizer processor. And now this word from our friends over at DJI Technologies. You know you want a drone. You're a techie kind of person. You like to have fun outdoors, and it is getting warmer now. It's kind of like when you were a kid and you got that first RC car, except this one flies. Connect the camera and record around your house. You can go to your park and put together some great videos of your kids playing ball, flying kites, and more. You can even get the ball or the kite's perspective. If you go over to geekazine.com/DJI, geekazine.com/DJI, you can get free shipping on that DJI Phantom 2. It's the one that I have and use all around Madison here. Then go out to the park and have yourself some fun. Geeky fun with DJI Technologies and the Phantom 2 drone. Now let's get back into your day in tech history. In 2000, Bahram Sagari was found guilty of computer tampering and trying to extort $50,000 from TV Interactive, her previous employer. Also in 2000, Reuters news service reported that the personal data of 266 PlayStation 2 customers was leaked on a Sony computer entertainment website when 44 customers typed in other customers' orders numbers. And version 2.60 Gamma 2 of Remote Access was released. 2001, Napster pledged to begin blocking access to over 1 million copyrighted MP3 format music files pursuant to the new injunction being drafted by Judge Marilyn Hall Patel. Also in 2001, the United States Navy revealed that a computer hacker had obtained unclassified system codes for guiding ships, rockets, and satellites from one of its computers. And version 2.0 of the iMesh file sharing and online social network was released. 2005, Entertainment Software Rating Board added the E10 Plus rating to its range of ratings. 2008, Intel announced the mini processor would then be called Atom, ATOM. 2009, the CEO of ICANN, Paul Twomey, announced that he would step down once a successor was found. And AMD appointed Bruce Claflin as CEO. 2010, Opera released version 10.5 of their browser software for Windows. Apple sued HTC over a series of 20 patents of the graphical user interface. Also in 2010, AMD announced the 890GX chipset, a 6-core GPU processor, for $150. The White House comes forward with a new plan for cybersecurity. Einstein 3, for example, is a computer that would alert the NSA of detected network intrusion attempts. And German court repealed a law that required data from phone calls and emails to be retained by the ISPs for 6 months. In 2011, Steve Jobs announced the second-generation iPad. The iPad 2 used an A5 dual-core chip, and the screen resolution was also increased. They added a front-face camera, like on the iPhone 4, and also came out with 64-gigabyte model, $499 for a 16-gigabyte Wi-Fi model. 2014, Ellen DeGeneres took her Samsung Galaxy Note 3 into the crowd of the Oscars. Bradley Cooper grabbed and snapped the picture and made the most retweeted selfie to date, with over 3.3 million retweets. And that's your Day in Tech History. My name is Jeffrey Powers, www.dayintechhistory.com. All the show notes are over at wikizine.com, Geekazine's wiki. And of course, you can like the Facebook page and follow Twitter at Day in Tech Hist. Until tomorrow, take care. Day in Tech History is copyright 2015, JMP Enterprise and Geekazine.com.